Who is Jean? That's a question that quite a few people already know the answer to, and now it's time for you to find out who is Jean. Go to whoisjean.com, that's WHOISZHON, and you can watch the entire 20-episode series for free. It's the story of Jean, an alien, or is he, who crash-landed on Earth many, many years ago, who has now turned himself in to the authorities and claims he'll answer all of their questions. Or will he? Check it out. Whoisjean.com. WHOISZHON.com.
You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Stitcher is an award-winning free app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover from 20,000 news, entertainment, and sports shows. Create custom playlists. Rate and review the GMR Podcast on Stitcher. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcast. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.
Coming in 2014, the director's cut of Writing Frenzy. Frenzy, the hottest comic book on the market. Billy Shaw, the screenwriter assigned to write the Frenzy movie. One problem. Billy's totally blocked. Now, Billy travels to the comic book store that the creator of Frenzy died in an attempt to inspire himself. Will it do the trick? With help from the store's owners, John and Pete, it just might. Writing Frenzy. It's about the process. The new comedy from Pondo Enterprises, coming in 2014.
GMR. You're listening to the GMR Podcast.
GMR. 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 GMR.
The first episode of Star Trek was the Salt Monster.
McCoy's girlfriend was the salt monster who could alter her. She's like an illusionist.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone would see her as somebody different. And I have no memory of that episode. I can't believe I missed that episode when it played.
They must have just finished up that third season and flipped over. It's almost like, how quickly can you identify this Star Trek episode by hearing the beginning description of it? That only took you about 2 sentences.
And once you said his girlfriend Nancy, or his love interest Nancy, so yeah, we could do this. You go through each episode, see if I can tell you the fucking plot. That could be something we do for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, let me pick randomness then.
Random.
If I just go in order, then you'll be like, yeah, I know, Charlie X. How about this one?
Okay.
On Stardate 2712.4.
Ooh.
Now, you know, if we were at Comic-Con, somebody'd be raising their hand already.
Oh yeah, that'd be. We should get a panel at Comic-Con next year where we just do this.
No
Star
shit.
Wars, Star Trek trivia.
The Federation starship USS Enterprise, under the command of Captain James T. Kirk, travels to the icy planet of XO3 to search for the exobiologist Dr. Roger Corby.
Oh, this is the one where they live underground and they're making clones.
Wow, it didn't even take one full sentence for you to catch that one.
Right?
Yeah.
And they got who the fuck was the big guy with the head? He was like one of those big tall guys that used to get all the big tall guy jobs back then. I think he played Lurch. Wasn't he Lurch on Addams Family? That could have been like a bonus question.
Mm-hmm. You'd think Wikipedia would be set up a little better.
Yeah, it's all made up shit. You could go there and screw with it, right?
Well, that's what I've always heard. But then you would think everything would be completely screwed up, you know.
Well, I think a lot of stuff is. I know Tosh.0, he recommended that people go do that to the Tosh.0 website or Wikipedia page. And I think at some point they shut it down, Wikipedia, because it was, I think, that's how much I know about things. I think I know things. But I know about Star Trek.
How about on Stardate 2817.6? What, that's not enough for, you know?
No.
The Federation starship, yes, we know, has been called to Planet Q by Dr. Thomas Layton, a research scientist and friend of Captain Kirk. Dr. Layton had claimed to have discovered a new synthetic food source. As a result, the Enterprise diverts from its scheduled course to come to the planet. Ooh, paragraph 2, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm running dry on this.
Upon arriving, however, Kirk discovers that the synthetic food discovery claim was just a ruse employed by Dr. Layton to bring Kirk to Planet Q. He reveals his true motivation.
Alright, I don't know what it is, so go ahead. It's true motivation, just continue.
His true motivation is for Kirk to confirm Layton's suspicions that Anton Caridian, the leader of a Shakespearean acting troupe currently on the planet, is in fact Kodos the Executioner, the former governor of the Earth colony Tarsus IV, who was responsible for the massacre of over 4,000 people, including members of both Kirk and Layton's families 20 years before.
No, I do not remember that one.
Stay tuned, because in just a few weeks you'll be able to see that one.
What episode is that?
Episode 13.
That'll be coming up soon.
Yeah, The Conscience of the King.
Woo! Rock and roll,
Wow,
bro.
stumped already. Well, that's amazing.
So will we stop now? Balance the Tears. See, I can see the name of. Maybe I should turn this way, like it's a true contest where I can't even see the name of it. So we're done with that.
Yeah.
That was good though.
We'll be continuing that in weeks to come, perhaps.
Perhaps, like all the other things we were gonna.
Well, we have to listen back to those old episodes to remember what it was supposed to be, and we'd probably have a whole format worked out.
Oh, what about Ric Flair?
Uh-oh.
What do you think he's going to do in the upcoming year?
Well, that means we've officially run out of
that's
material
not true.
for the night.
Is that what you think?
Yep.
Is that where that goes?
When you pull that one out, it means
Ric Flair card. Well, then I won't use it. I won't use it so willy-nilly if that's what it means, if there's an official meaning. We can talk about John Cena. I don't care. What about Brock Lesnar?
Now, I can only sit through so much of that stuff.
Yeah? Would you like to see it live sometime?
What, Super Sci-Fi Saturday Nights?
No.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
If you had to watch any of those shows, you already said Star Trek.
Yeah, that's the one I'll watch. That's a good
Not
time.
into the Wonder Woman?
I've seen those too much.
I won't watch the Batman because it's just too corny.
Yeah. You know what they need to add is the Hulk.
Now the Superman the other day. Now they're showing Superman in color here. Superman was never in color, and they don't show the colorized version.
Huh. They're just trying to lure you in.
Yep. The Superman, they showed a wrestling episode. It was called No Holds Barred.
I remember that movie.
Where they made it look like wrestling was completely real. These guys, they were like these promoters, and they had this one guy like had this paralyzing pinch that he learned from a guy from India that they were keeping captive up in the hotel somewhere in the building. And he thought Superman was a god or a genie. He thought it was a genie. Oh yeah, No Holds Barred. Oh, that's a good movie.
Now, to the best of my knowledge, this is completely out of print, right?
I don't know.
I don't think it ever came out on DVD. It was on cable every 5 minutes there for a while. You couldn't.
They built a whole wrestling program around it.
Couldn't escape that movie.
Zeus. He even came back in WCW as Zeus.
Yeah.
Did a small, quick run there with Kevin Sullivan. Oh, wrestling. Yeah, I could talk about wrestling. I know it's not Marty's gig or his bag.
Talk about this movie.
Let's talk about the movie, wrestling movie. Okay, that's about all I remember about it. What do you remember about it?
I remember I saw it probably fucking 12 times at least, but I have no memory of it. Wow, it's 25 years old. This is they were trying to give Hulk Hogan a movie career. Huh? Didn't quite work.
They thought they would create their own movie or production company.
Mm-hmm. Which has happened now.
Which they still have, yeah. I think this was their first try at it, though.
How weird that it's rebranded WWE Studios, because that's not what it was when it came out.
Just seeing that makes me think that it must be available somewhere.
So this guy's like the pig vomit.
Yeah. And wrestling was real. I believe wrestling was still considered real in this movie. At least that's the premise.
Yeah.
That this guy's actually going to kill.
We're going to get some
Hulk.
crazy person to come in, and he doesn't care about anything. Yeah.
And he does look psycho. What's his name? Tiny Lister?
Yeah, I'd already seen him in other movies.
Exactly.
But then again, we knew this was a movie anyways, so... It's not like this was a documentary feature.
Yeah, it's hard to get all those cuts, those quick cuts. And look at that, when he threw the... Was that Tim Allen?
No, but it looks like him.
So I think it was Tim Allen in that fucking movie? There's a new Tim Allen TV show coming out soon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Riding that motorcycle. I want to see the behind the scenes on that. Dude. They need to put that out. Oh, it is out.
Oh, okay. It did come out finally.
Yeah.
Took long enough.
That makes sense because they're adding the new logo. Oh, then there's the other horrible wrestling movie. The one WCW made. With David Arquette.
Oh. Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, have no memory of it. Now that's a movie I never saw.
What?
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Oh, yeah. I heard about it.
Oh, it's the GMR Podcast?
Episode
94.
94. Going to Comic-Con next month. It's
Yeah.
going to be pretty sweet. Apparently Ray's doing fine. Haven't heard anything like he's in jail or anything. So hope he's alright. Woo!
GMR.
It's a podcast. So we're gonna watch the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be crazy. You say Howard Stern said this was the best movie he's ever seen.
Yes.
Ever seen.
Yeah.
So that includes all the great movies, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Or do you think he just meant sci-fi movie he's ever seen?
Well, he said movie.
And he's probably seen like Aliens and stuff like that, and Alien. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good movie. You ever read the book?
No.
It's a pretty good book. The book and the movie just have a few things to do with each other. Like, for instance, the Jack Nicholson character was supposed to be a ginger. Like, just a hot-tempered, crazy, fucking, fly off the handle sort of a guy. I don't know if you remember the movie, or he just went to the psychiatric place so he could get out of going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up with a fucking lobotomy. It's bullshit. Well, that's what happens. What's the lesson, though, we could learn from that, Marty? What's one to grow on?
Just do the jail time.
Just go to jail, right?
I saw a 4K TV today.
What does that mean?
4,000 pixels.
Oh. And?
It looked nice. It was about $6,000.
That's 10 times what you paid to fix your car, bro. You got that kind of money?
I can fix my car 10 times for the price of that TV.
You can go to Kmart and get it on, what do they call that? Layaway?
Yeah, and pay more for it than I would have.
You have to pay more for it?
That's what ends up happening. And now it's time for the after show.
Now it's time for the after show.
After show's back this week.
It's the after show.
Where we recap everything we just talked about. So,
we covered Star Trek.
the first episode of Star Trek is the Salt Monster.
The Salt Monster.
Unless you count the pilots.
That's weird that I always thought it was Where No Man Has Gone Before, which is actually like the third or fourth episode, right?
Yeah, but it's an edit of the pilot that was made before the Salt Monster.
No, not that one. That's not Where No Man Has Gone Before. That's The Cage.
Oh, that one's another one, though. There's two pilots. There's the one with Pike and there's the one with Kirk.
What's the one with Kirk in it called?
Where No Man Has Gone Before. And apparently it was edited down into that third episode.
Alright. So we still haven't...
It does
what
exist.
What is the
first.
episode where the guy has the psychic powers? What's that one called?
Oh, that one was last week's episode.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it? Wasn't that
last week's episode was the one where they went through time.
Oh, I mean, like the one before that.
I think I started watching this when they showed Charlie X. And I don't like that episode. I watched it.
Charlie X is 2, Where No Man Has Gone Before is 3.
See, that's why I thought... I don't know what I thought.
You thought you were watching Me TV on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching it.
Now you're watching it. I was listening to... Kevin Smith. He says when he went to high school, they had like a little circle in the middle of the school where you could go smoke. Do you remember this?
I remember there was a spot where people would hang out.
Yeah, but
it wasn't designated.
Okay, and Freaks and Geeks, was that spot where they were smoking like a designated smoking area? Or were they just smoking?
They were just smoking because they're kids in high school. They're not supposed to be smoking yet.
I can't imagine that. But, yeah, they're 18-year-olds in high school. Right?
Yeah, but they probably still wouldn't want you to have tobacco on there.
You weren't supposed to have any tobacco on campus at all, I don't think. At least when I went to school. How about your high school?
Oh, yeah, you weren't. No. I remember people getting in trouble for having cigarettes in junior high school.
Oh, yeah, junior high school. So maybe it's good that I don't have YouTube, because then what reason do I have to get up early on Sunday morning?
Well,
or set the VCR.
Then you don't get that vibe in the commercials.
Well, I just recorded anyway, and I skipped through the commercials, Marty.
Yeah, who wants to watch those commercials? They're terrible.
They're just new regular commercials, right? They don't show that many Martha McSally commercials in the morning. You seen these things? You heard about these things? Political campaign ads? You must have seen a couple of them. Besides on your Xbox.
Yeah, say just the ones on Xbox.
That's all you've seen? They don't show them during Too Close for Comfort? GMR.